So you just retired. How exciting. Now what? Hi everybody, my name is Dee Burks and this is Retirement Rescue. And one of the things that I want to talk to you about today is those first early days of retirement. Now maybe you haven't retired yet, or maybe you're just about to, or maybe you retired at the end of this last year. We're 10 days into the new year. What have you done so far? Well, one of the things that happens when people retire is they look so forward to retiring. I did too. I consider myself semi-retired, but believe me, that day you leave that job that you really don't want anymore, that is a great day. But then the next day, you don't have a job, you don't have anything, so now what? Well, I put together a really short list of things for you to think about the minute you retire. You can think about them before, obviously, but these will help ease that transition into retirement while you're still figuring things out. And the first one of these is do something you always dreamed about doing when you retired, even if it's just sleeping in, even if it is just binge watching movies. For me, the funnest thing I did the minute I retired was I would get up, I would go out to my deck, because it was like August, right? I would go out to my deck early in the morning and just smile and wave at all those people heading to work. I know, it was ridiculous, right? But there is something so awesome about no longer being a slave to that alarm clock. No longer being forced to be somewhere that you really don't want to be just to earn a buck. To me, that is a lot of the idea of retirement, is that you are in control of your time now. And that was one of the first things I did, and it just made me happy. Whatever it is, even the smallest thing, do something that makes you happy. And I'll be honest, I did that every morning for probably the first 6 weeks. I didn't care. It was just something I enjoyed. It was like saying goodbye to that old life, and it was so fulfilling in so many little ways. Now, these other things on the list are going to be much more practical, and they're going to help you create a structure. One of the biggest problems of people who immediately retire is they don't really have a structure to their life. And while that sounds like a good thing, it's really not. Our bodies, our minds, we crave structure. And when we don't have that structure, we don't feel good. Mentally, we're not sharp. We're just not there. And when I say structure, I mean have a regular sleep pattern. Don't do these stay up all night and then sleep all day. You'll feel awful. Set a regular pattern. Now, one of the interesting things that happens when you retire, and you may already experience this sometimes on your days off, is when you have to get up for work, it's like, oh, I got to drag myself out of bed. But when you get up and you have all day to do nothing but what you want to do after you retire, man, you're up at 5 a.m., no problem. That's what happened to me. I mean, before, when I had to be at work at 8 o'clock, there were days I would find myself laying in bed at 7:15, thinking I'm going to be late, because I just didn't want to go. It had nothing to do, really, with me being truly exhausted, even though I was tired. It had to do with the fact I didn't want to go. And that's true for a lot of people. When you have all day to do things you want to do, no matter what that is, you get up early, you set your own schedule, and your body will naturally set that schedule. I get that some people are morning people and some people are afternoon, evening people. But whichever you are, just set a regular schedule, and your body will naturally follow it. You don't have to use an alarm clock. It's not a big deal. Your body will naturally fall into your natural rhythm. That's a really good thing. The same is true with eating, but with eating, you really have to pay attention. You want to be sure you're getting everything you need, that you're not drinking too much alcohol, that you're not overeating, but that you're also not undereating. You know, a lot of people don't cook, and even the ones that do cook, once they get to retirement, They don't want to. I remember my grandma, when she was retired, she got in this really bad habit of just having a bowl of cereal every night for dinner. She didn't want to cook. She didn't want to clean up. She'd have a bowl of cereal. And her health really deteriorated because of it. She wasn't getting what she needed. She was feeling lethargic and not energetic. Well, what you eat has a big bearing on how you feel. So it is important to pay attention to that. Number 3, watch out for becoming sedentary. And by that, I mean plopping yourself in front of the television. This happens so easy. We don't have anywhere to go. We don't really have anything to do. So, hey, let's sit down and watch a movie or watch TV. And the next thing you know, you're in the habit of doing that every single day. And that becomes your life. You did not retire to sit in front of the television. No one does. So you need to be really cautious about inadvertently making that your new habit. Get out, go places, go for a walk. I'm not saying you necessarily have to go be around a bunch of people. You can go for a walk, get out into nature, go to your favorite spot and just sit there. Take a book with you, read. Sitting in front of a television not only makes your body sedentary, it makes your mind numb. You know? You don't have anything to talk about except what you saw on TV. Do you want to talk to those people who just tell you what they saw on TV? No. No one does. Go find something interesting to do. Go outside in your yard. Start a garden. Do something. But don't let yourself get into that sedentary habit right off the bat. Number 4, stretch that creativity. We all have a creative side. Even if we don't think we do, we do. Get involved with something that stretches your creativity, where you make something, you create something. I don't care if it's going out in your garage and building a birdhouse. Do something that stretches your creativity. Maybe you always wanted to quilt and you tried it. Maybe you always wanted to paint and you try it. Do something that starts that creativity flowing. Creative people are interesting people. One of the best ways for you to have a really interesting, fulfilled retirement is for you to become an interesting, fulfilled person. And you will attract that into your life. Creative people love to talk to other creative people. You know, it's interesting to people, who, especially those still working, wow, you can be so creative. Believe me, if they were retired and they had the time, they could be too. But they're not there yet, and you are. So take advantage of it. Do something creative and have fun with it. And number 5, laugh. You know, when we retire and we're not spending as much time around other people, our coworkers, we forget how to laugh. It's amazing. We forget so easily and so quickly. Watch comedy shows. Look at memes. Do whatever it is to make yourself laugh. Talk to people who are funny. It just takes a few minutes of you laughing at something for you to then feel like doing things the rest of the day. It is amazing the healing power laughter has. Retirement can be awesome, and it is in so many ways. But you don't want to start off and be one of those people that descends into depression or loneliness because you didn't really put some structure into your retirement right off the bat. All of these ideas will help you, and you will feel better and have a better retirement for it. Now, if you've enjoyed this video, please click subscribe, and I'll see you next time.